Hey friends, how are you doing today? I am going to make a video right now to show you how to get on Consultants Corner and how to place an order and how to get your parties going. So I am just gonna click share screen here so that you guys can see my screen. Okay, so let's move this out of the way. Okay, so I'm gonna go to Consultants Corner and I'm just gonna teach you some of the basics here. When you log on, I'm not actually sure which screen you log on, so let's just start over. I am going to click onto Pampered Chef. It's probably going to recognize me though. Oh no, that's not Pampered Chef, that's Facebook. Let's try this again. Here it is. It might recognize me and just log me in. Yeah, it did. So you know you're logged in because your name is right here on the right side. When you hover over your name, actually, the view that you see right now is your personal website, all right? So when you hover over your name, you see options. You're already viewing your personal website. Managing your personal website will do at a later date, and managing your e-newsletter will do at a later date. For this video, we're just gonna focus on Consultants Corner. All right, so to switch to the consultant side of things, you just wanna click on that. Okay, so all sorts of great things up here that you can feel free to go in and play around with and look at. They have some important links to look at down here, tools and quick links, which is really great, and then action items. And again, I'll be happy to go through all this, but for this video, I just want to click on my shows. So that is the #1 important thing to do. So you want to click on My Shows and Orders. Okay, so when you get to the screen, right over here is, on the left, is My Shows and Orders, Create a Show. You can either click it there or you can click it in these orange boxes. I have a tendency to use these orange boxes. So the first thing I want to tell you is that you never have to have an order go onto a party. You can always have people contact you saying, I want to place an order, and you can make it an individual order. Of course, it's nice to tack it onto a party so that a host gets credit for it. But when someone calls me with an order, unless I'm closing something that day, I usually make it an individual order because I want that customer to be happy and I want them to get their product immediately. So in order to do that, you just click on New Individual Order and you just fill out their information, okay? So let's just say my husband wants to place an order. Fill out all the information, click on bottom right, submit. Here, we'll do that. Submit, it recognizes him, so it tells me it recognizes him. And then customer interest, so their customer information is here on the left. And then on the right is customer interest. You always want to make sure, it's my old address. So of course I would want to go in and change that if I was really placing an order. Over here is customer interest. Are they interested in the business? Are they a potential booking? Is there a future show booked? And should I send them their e-newsletter? Well, unless they've told me otherwise, I always, always, always click on send e-newsletter, all right? And then in this box right here, you can just start going to town and putting in what they want. So let's say they want the mix and chop and you don't know what the price is or the item number. So you can just start typing and everything pops up that matches mix. And here it is, item 2583, mix and chop. So then I just click on it and there it is. Now let me grab my catalog here so I have some item numbers because I don't know the item numbers by heart. Let's say they sent you an email and they said, I want the family size quick stir pitcher and I want the smaller quick stir pitcher. So if you wanted to do item numbers, instead of looking it up by name, you can actually do more than one item number. You just put the item number in, space bar it, put the next item number in, and let's say they want the salt and pepper grinder set. Just keep adding your item numbers. I usually only do 6 at a time because I fear making mistakes. Oftentimes there are mistakes when people are giving me numbers. And honestly, I'm not really sure how many numbers the search engine will hold, but I know that it will hold at least 6. So I have my 3 typed in. I'm going to click enter, and they're going to pop up on my screen. There they are. All right. So let's say I want to find something that is less than $30. So go ahead and type that in, and then everything less than $30 will show up. Although that's not everything. I'm not sure why it's not everything. Let's see here. Less than 20. Let's try it without the $sign. Oh, wait a minute. There we go. I think I did more than. So here's everything less than 20. All right. So if you're looking by price, for example, you might have someone who's checking out say to you, here's my order. You put their order in and they're at $60.25. Well, if I got an order for $60.25, I would look at them and say, surely there's something else you wanted. You are less than $15 away from the free product. And they'll say, well, what's the free product? And I'll say, well, let's look. And if you scroll down, now oftentimes I have it printed out on a piece of paper that I show them, but also guest specials is right here. So you can click on April 2017 guest special, and they pop up, and you can tell them what they are, and you can tell them all about them. So most people don't know what the T packet is, and I love the T packet to use for like my reward cards in my purse or for my credit cards to keep separate from my cash. But I go in and I try to sell it. I talk about, well, these make a nice gift. You get 3 bamboo spoons for free, and it's $11 value, and you get 3 of them. That could be 3 separate gifts that you add for people as like a nice little add-on gift. So, you know, sometimes people will say, yeah, that's a great idea. And sometimes they'll say no. But they might also say, well, what would you recommend for something less than $15? I try to never recommend anything unless they ask or unless they're hesitant. So I'll look at what they got and I'll say, well, you could add more salt and pepper, you know, or something that just complements their order or something that they were excited about at the party. All right, so then as you scroll down, payment method. So you just click on add payment. Let's say they're paying in cash. So $140.05 is what they owe. So I did the cash right here, cash amount, and then you click save payment. But let's say they wanted to do just $60 of it in cash. You can go back and type that in and click save payment. And then as you scroll down, right here, remaining balance is $80.05, and the rest of it, they're gonna put on a credit card. So it's really nice because their name pops up, their zip code pops up, all you need is their card number and their expiration date. And if you happen to be using an iPhone and I think an iPad, you can actually scan their card. There's an option on your screen, and that's strictly from Apple, that says scan card. And you just hold your phone or your iPad over their card number, and it'll scan the card number right into the box. You still do have to type in the expiration date. And then you would click save payments, and you would be done. And you would click continue and just follow the prompts to close out this party. Okay, so that wasn't really a party. That was just an individual order. A party, though, is really pretty much the same way. Let's go into a party that I have open right now. Let's go into Eunice's. Now, here's something that you guys should know. Anything that you click to the left of their name will take you to like the paperwork of the party. You've got show info, show page, guest list, email host, and host wish list. All right. And these are really important links for you to know about. So show information is she's having a catalog party, and obviously I've already filled this out, but it's very easy. It's just pull down screens. The date I want her party to close, and remember all her friends are going to see this as well. So if you're closing it on the 13th, you may want to go back in on the 13th to keep it open if your host has not placed her order yet. All right. The show number automatically pops up. The show name pops up, but you can certainly change that. Tell us more is, you know, a way for them to track what kind of party you're doing. There's her name, her email, all her information. Very important is the show location and the ship to location, because the show location could be, I have one coming up that's at a church, so I clicked other and filled out the address. And the ship to location, I actually had one where somebody worked somewhere and they were all work orders. And so the host address is one, but then the ship to location is other. And then I filled out the address where I wanted it to ship to. Okay, now let's go to show page. Show page is also very important. As you scroll down, you get to select your theme. So you can choose, well, there's only 2 to choose from with a catalog show. So you can choose those 2 themes. Here, you can use the image they give you, or you can change the image. So if you want to change the image, you click on it and you can see, whoops, right here, displaying 1 through 12 of 113. So they give you a lot to choose from. However, you can also upload your own image. You can see here is My Images. Click on that, and these are all images I've downloaded myself. So you can certainly do that as well. All right, so whoops, I don't want to select a file. I want to X out because I'm going to keep with what I've got. And then show description, your personal message. If you're doing a Facebook party, or even if you're doing a live party and you've created a Facebook event for it, it's kind of nice for this to match the Facebook part of it. Just a thought. So you can go in and edit it, or you can do and leave the default. Now here's a fun part. They give you a show URL, which is the ordering link for your host and her friends. I always go in and change it so that it's something catchy that they'll remember. And the way to know if it's something that you can keep is you click on confirm, and it'll tell you that you can use it, or it'll tell you you can't use it. And the reason you couldn't use it is because it's already been used by somebody else, because obviously you want it to be a unique link. And then I just click on copy, and then I go to the Facebook part and paste it. So to click on copy, you just left click on this right here, and it says your link has been copied. And then to go to the wherever you want to link it in, you just right click. All right, so let's go back up here to guest list. This is how you know your host is using her host tools. Obviously, my host is not using her host tools except for this one person. So this is something to encourage your hosts to use, because they can use this list as an email to send out beautiful, professionally done emails from the home office about their party. And then host, oh, I skipped one, sorry. Email host, let's go to that. Again, they give you a default for what you want to use. Read it, make sure you're happy with it. You can copy and delete anything and type in anything you want. If you're good with it, send email. Host wish list. This is just an opportunity for your host to go in and create either a registry or a wish list, which is nice because if it's a registry, well, that's a whole nother training. But it's just an opportunity for her to go in. And quite honestly, I encourage my host to go in and not even to use the host wish list, but to go into their own order and to just start typing in everything they want and to watch the bottom line price go down and how much they owe as their orders come in. It's lots of fun. And it's kind of nice to have everything in one area. And then this is the host shopping list. If we were actually having a live party, I would have, I could send her, if I wanted to, recipes and ingredients from here via, again, Pampered Chef, and a beautiful personal email, a beautiful professional email that would go to them. All right, so that is everything about setting up and placing an order for a party. Now, if you are in this part of the party and you want to get to the cart, just scroll down and hit show cart. You can see the host is Eunice. It has an H by it. And Ashley is her one order so far that she has. And you and the host should get an email telling you that you have an order. And then there's also an alert here that says Ashley has added an order to your show. Please review the guest cards. And once you've done that, you can clear your alert. So it's not there anymore. So let's go to Ashley's order. She actually did it all herself online. So here's her order. I am going to go in and whoa, she placed a nice order. She added her guest special. She paid for it. And then right here is send receipt. I can send her the receipt as soon as I click on it. But I'm going to go in and send her either an email or a text thanking her for her order and asking her if she would like to help Eunice out by hosting one of Eunice's first parties or by having a party of her own, which I guess is the same, but Eunice is going to join. So I would ask her if she wants to be one of Eunice's first parties. But if not, I would ask her, if Eunice wasn't joining, I would say, thank you for your order and supporting Eunice's party. Her and I both appreciate it. We're going to be closing the party in a few days. If you decide to add anything to your order, please let me know or let Eunice know, and we can take care of that for you. And then I would go on to say, if you decide to have your own party, Eunice will get credit for it. And then I end it with, what do you think? I always end everything I send to customers and hosts with a question because I always want to hear back from them. So I end it with, what do you think? And then I hope to hear back from them. And then of course, I have the window, sorry. And then of course, if they reply back to you, that's awesome. And you keep that conversation going and see what they need from you. They ordered the Mason make and take jar. So they may be interested in having a jar party. So I would probably even suggest that in my text to her. I always do like to try to suggest different theme parties as well, because it gets people's minds going and they're much more interested in theme parties like Mexican Madness or Healthy in a Hurry or Wine, Cheese, and Chocolate or a Thrill of the Grill party than they would be in just, do you want to have a party? All right. So once all of your orders are in and you're completely done, you'll click on Review, Summarize, and Finalize Show. And here's where you can balance everything out. You see your show information, your host information, the host reward summary, which of course she's got nothing right now because she has one $85 order, which is right here. This is your payment summary. So your show total, the consultant amount due, which of course would be any checks in cash that are paid to you. And then here's a breakdown of that. And then of course it says guest sales are less than 200, so it doesn't qualify as a show. But at a party where it did qualify, you would just continue to follow the prompts. So let's go into a different party, one that could qualify that I have open. So here's Claudia's party. She had a little Facebook party. It's over $300. Okay, so this person has not paid. And the reason I know that is because it's a half circle. Now, if you have a past guest that is a past host, you would see, I think it's a star just like that. That's the host star. But this person hasn't paid yet. So I'm not sure how they're planning to pay. So I'll probably ask the host or contact the host, contact Denise herself and ask her. But that's going to show up in money that I owe because it's not yet paid. So review, summary, and finalize show. Of course, it shows you the information. It shows you the orders here. And then you have to agree the terms and conditions. You click on that. And you click on Submit Party. And if somebody's credit card fails to go through, which that usually happens because the show has been open a long time, or they have a limit on what they can spend for the day and it's been reached. So if that happens, I might try again the next morning. And if it still happens, I will not try a third time, because if you try to run a credit card that fails too many times, then a hold gets put on that credit card by their bank. And we don't want that to happen. So twice is the maximum I ever try a card. If that's the case, I usually send an email, not an email, I try to be faster. I send a text to the customer, and then within an hour, if I don't hear back from them, I usually also contact the host. And I'm very correct about how I say it, because usually it is not a fault of their money. It's usually some other error. So I just tell them their numbers must have been transcribed incorrectly, and can I please get their credit card again so we can close Susie's party, or Claudia's party in this case. All right, so I always like to go into people and double check where they're shipping to if I don't already know. I like to see that people who want it shipped to them are getting it shipped to them, but you know, you don't necessarily have to do that. The most important thing is that you're balancing out, because 4 days after you submit cash and checks to you, well, 4 days after you close your party, Pampered Chef is going to withdraw the cash and the checks from your bank account that you have set up your order payment account with. You definitely want to make sure that at this point you've already set up your order payment account and your direct deposits so you get paid. All right. So I think that about covers everything for submitting a party. If you have questions about this video or something I missed, let me know. All right, make it a great day, you guys. I just have to figure out how to stop my video. Bye.